Hi YouTube, Spotify. How you doing, guys? This is the Saffron Man. This is the Shadow Legends Assemble, episode 15. We are welcoming Rufus Shinra to the podcast today. We're going to have Phixion, Uncle Patches, and mate, honestly, we've got so many great topics to be going over, and I cannot wait to crack on with what's going on. So, without further ado, the topics that we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be talking about Phixion is going to be doing a 24-hour stream this month. We're going to find out why and what's that all about. The chat spam bots are back in the global chat. Valkyrie made a massive post on Discord as well, so we're going to be talking about that. The 2x Void, Fusion Monday, clan competitions, Raid Olympics, July 31st, you name it, we got it. Whole bunch of topics. Let's see if we can get through them. But starting off though, let's welcome back some of our guests we've had before. Phixion, welcome back, buddy. How you doing, man? Been up to much?
Thanks. Yeah, I've been pretty busy, but just trying to keep up with my stream schedule. Got the new PC built last week, so
Nice.
So I've been slacking, to be honest, on the YouTube side of things.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get back into the swing of that now. But just kind of day-to-day streaming schedule, and obviously real life stuff as well.
That's awesome, man. Well, thanks for jumping on in. I can't wait to get some of your
Thanks.
opinions. Again, next we've got Uncle Patches coming back for a second time in a row. How you doing, man? How's your week been?
Yeah, week's been good, man. Haven't streamed as much as I wanted, but
Yep.
been taking care of real life work, so that's been great for the bank account
Yep.
this week. Yeah.
Well,
And
nice
for the
man.
Void summons, right?
Oh, for the Void summons.
Ooh. Definitely for the void summons. No, I haven't gone as hard out on that this weekend. Not as much as last weekend, but yeah.
Oh,
Actually, we pulled a Corona today.
Ooh.
Got to say that earlier.
Oh, we'll get into that in a little bit because we're going to talk about some 2x Voids. But yeah, thanks for jumping on, man. And yeah, for the first time ever, we're having Rufus Shinra to the channel. How you doing, Rufus? Thank you very much for accepting the invitation to come on. It's a pleasure to have you. How you been?
Hello, Saffron. Hello, everyone. Well, all the pleasure is mine. I'm doing fantastic currently. Especially happy because I got to
400 subs on YouTube. Is that right?
Well, that's one milestone.
Congratulations for that, mate. Congrats.
Thank you, and thank you for noticing too. I know that Papito Smurf, aka Miss Wednesday, is doing a great job advertising the channel and the clan.
Yeah.
But there was also another thing. The reason why I'm happy is because I just got to upload again because I was stuck without internet for over 10 days because of our local ISP's diligence.
Right.
They didn't fix my fiber for over 10 days, but now I'm happy I'm back on the scene. And Hell Hades yesterday as well as Kalari were kind enough to let me open up their shards. So with their shards, along with other viewers' shards, I think we broke some kind of record. We were at about 900 shards total opened during the day.
Wow.
It was crazy. And I got to experience firsthand Plarium's awesome RNG. So yeah,
well,
again, glad most of those weren't mine.
Yeah, we'll probably get into that as well, but go on, Fix.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't see that, so I'm waiting to hear later on when we talk about that how you did.
Oh, mate,
Sure.
Well, there's good RNG and there's bad RNG, and sometimes it's just RNG. You just can't explain it sometimes. It's like clan boss affinity. Like, you just can't explain why am I getting magic affinity for a whole week in a row. It's like flicking a coin in the end of the day. It just happens. But anyway, yeah, it's great to have you on, Rufus. I kind of want to jump on in as well. Congrats again on getting 400 subs on YouTube. I've been subbed for a long time, and you've been like around the podcast near the very beginning. You've been and you've always been a viewer and been helping out, and it's been great to finally get you on. Just sorry it's taken so long, really. But I kind of want to hear about your origin story, man. How long you've been in a community for? How long have you been playing Raid? Just what have you been up to?
Well, sure, my man. Thank you for having me because, I've been a big fan of the podcast since the start, and I think that what you're doing is awesome for the community because I don't think anybody else is doing anything similar, bringing together content creators and different communities. So kudos to you for that.
Cheers, man.
As far as my origin story goes, I was born on March. No, let's fast forward a little bit to February 2019. That's when I started playing Raid.
Yeah.
It was kind of the first gotcha I played more or less seriously. I had tried Final Fantasy Vius Brave, or whatever the name is. It's a little bit complicated. I'd played it maybe a couple of months, a few years back, but couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
Raid, I was like everyone, I just watched the ads on a popular channel. I said, yeah, why not? Let's try it. And yeah, the rest is history. I was sucked into that wormhole.
Yeah.
Played almost every day, religiously. Well, not almost every day, basically every day. I've never missed a clan boss day. I'm proud to say.
Yeah.
Never missed any daily. And yeah, we grew up, joined the Rat's Nest clan back then. It wasn't even a cluster.
Right.
Back in March, I think. I had created my own clan in the beginning, but people weren't listening. People didn't want to improve or do anything. So I said, F it. And I joined the first clan I found.
Yeah.
The clan steadily grew from maybe 10 people, 20 people to now 500 people in a cluster of 16 clans. So that's also a story by itself.
Mate, I can barely like handle 6. How have you got 16? What is happening there? How have you got 16 clans? Talk me through that. When the idea came up, we should have 16 clans. How did you not like back out of that room and just run in the opposite direction? You know,
it's just snowballed. Actually, I'm not super active in the cluster management. I try to help as much as I can. I run one of the clans,
yeah,
the Street Boys clan, but it's all credit goes to Mrs. W, whom we call affectionately Ma. She's the mother of all rats.
Yeah,
and she's behind all of that, and it kind of snowballed. So it comes from a rat heart, a rat mentality. We don't die, we multiply, and that's how it's been going ever since.
Is this a rat's nest or Hydra? What's going on there?
Oh,
That's crazy.
A bit of both.
A bit of both. Nice. But yeah, 16 clans, that's a tremendous effort, and just congrats to all that you're doing, man. That's pretty crazy. I'm guessing like you've got them for all different levels. I mean, gosh, I bet you're recruiting every day, right? People coming in and out.
The recruitment machine never stops. We recruit for all difficulties. We have clans hitting easy, clans farming Ultra Nightmare, and Brutal daily.
Yeah.
All of them. So no matter what your player power is, no matter what your difficulties or what area of the game you want to focus on, we have plans for that.
Well, that's awesome, man.
New clans coming up every day too.
Oh, mate! So you got plans on making more clans?
Yeah, sure. We're not going to stop here. Someday, the only cluster existing in the raid community will be rats. You can count on that.
That is crazy. That is some ambition. But yeah, wishing you the best of luck. So okay, let's go back to like your origins of the game, man. How did you start? So who was your champion that you picked out the 4? Did you do any research or anything like that before? You know, did you just go by looks or anything like that? And who was your first 60 getting into the game?
Well, I usually do my research because as far as my background goes, I'm more of a console game player.
Yeah.
Because before I buy any game or get into it, I do my research and try to learn as much as I can. But in this case, I didn't do any.
Yeah.
I went for Kale because of the looks and because of I like wizards and dark elves and things like that. So I'm a little bit drawn to the design of the character. So I went with Kale, and I also took a look at the kits.
Yeah.
I figured that poisons would be useful. That's a thing that I thought of early on because, RPG background. I play a lot of JRPGs, so poisons are fairly useful early game. So that's what I thought, and it turned out to be a wise choice back then.
Did you even look at the kit? I don't think I even looked at the kits. I just looked at the character, and I was like, oh, he looks cool. I don't know.
I definitely did look at the kits because the Gaelic wasn't too much for me. Elaine and Aethel looked cool, but I said and it was mainly the character design that draw me to the character. So he was probably my first 60, but I didn't see him right away. I think I built 3 or 4 level 50s before 60 in him.
Yeah.
And then my first legendary was Xavier.
Okay.
I wasn't spending any back at the time. I got her out of a weekly blue shard.
Right.
I knew that it was a big deal to draw a legendary, but I didn't know at the time how big of a deal it would be to draw Xavier because she carried me through all the areas of content, man, like a breeze. I was farming Dragon 20 in less than maybe a month or a month and a half after that. She's absolutely awesome, which actually brings me to the topic of my favorite legendary. Now it's a coin toss between Xavier and Tyrant Exlimo.
Okay.
These two are I can't decide between them. They're like children to me.
Right.
So Xavier, because of the poison mechanics and the poison burst, around which I did a certain number of videos. We can come into that later on.
Yeah.
And Tyrant, because I'm in love also with the defense mechanics and mitigation mechanics, and he's one wall of a character. He can block any kind of damage. He can help you survive for ages. He can also in other areas. Besides that, so coming up to the content creation part and everything, so that's I wasn't doing any content creation when I started, and I wasn't planning on doing any because I was just going with the game, playing, etc.
Yeah.
Then came Dracogate.
Right.
And around that time, I was saying jokingly to some friends in the clan, yeah, I should make a YouTube channel, start crying, and maybe get myself a Draco or some OP character. And I ended up doing it because I thought that I had invested enough in the game, I had enough knowledge, and I was helping out people around Facebook and in different Discords.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had joined Hell Hades' Discord at the time, being a moderator in his channel.
Yeah.
One of the first few, I think. I was helping out people maybe 24/7 whenever there was anything I could help with, really. So, and I felt that I had learned enough so that I could share some of the knowledge. I was watching all content creators, trying to get on top of any new strats and any new things in the game.
Yeah.
So that's how I started. So I started my channel very late, actually, not around February this year. I haven't been focusing on growing it really aggressively, so it's been growing in a very organic, very slow manner.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the community I built around it, and we do all sorts of things now, takeovers, different guides, and so on.
I mean, if there's one thing we can all agree on, it's definitely that the community is proper amazing for this game. There's just so many of them, and they're all really good as well. And
for sure.
Yeah, they just surprise you each and every day, each and every week, and it's great. So how long did it take you to get your Xavier, man? Did it take you long? Was you playing for months and months like some, or what was happening?
Not long at all. I think less than a couple of months, maybe. That's when I got Xavier. I really lucked out on that one, and I went on a dry spell for maybe 4, 5, 6 months until I started spending a little bit, and then I started to grow my my legendary roster. But Xavier, she came real quick.
Nice, man. Real quick. I literally had to wait 4 months for a Blood Gorged. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun.
Funny story on my free to play alt account, which is now up for grabs in a giveaway. I pulled a Valkyrie pretty quick without even. Well, I was still in the early stages of the game, and I still don't have a Valkyrie in my main account.
Wow.
God knows I've been pulling a lot for her, but I still don't have her.
It's just game changing, and no matter what level,
RNG.
it's great.
RNG,
exactly. So, what are your first kind of biggest mistakes into the game, buddy? So, like misfed champs, badly built characters, like what some mistakes that everyone can learn from.
Well, I made some mistakes that are not so obvious, some pitfalls that everybody falls in, like setting up a counterattack team when I first got my Skullcrusher with speed buffers and champions that affect your turn meter. But the biggest mistakes that I did starting out was I fed a Skullcrusher.
Yeah.
I fed Skullcrown. I fed a Sinesha. I fed a Seeker. Maybe I don't think I fed them all in one session, but I did feed at least 2 or 3 of those to take Kale to level 60.
Oh. Mate, that makes me feel so much better.
Hard times, man.
You are most welcome, Rufus. Wow, that's awesome.
Man.
Well,
Well, make mistakes, but I remember back then when I was talking about my mistakes, when I realized that there were mistakes, I was sharing it in posts in Facebook, etc. Instead of people commiserating with me or saying that people were raging,
right.
People were insulting me. What are you doing in this game? And it happens.
I think for the last fusion there was an Umbral Enchantress, right, that you had to fuse for the legendary. And I was about to fuse my 6-star, fully ascended, fully mastered Umbral Enchantress to get the Get Tuck day 1, and my chat went ballistic. Like, what are you doing? Umbral's amazing. I was like, all right, okay, just to save grace, I'll just farm it up, I suppose. But chat get passionate for sure. And things you can kind of still improve on, man. And your favourite champs, I know we talked about your Xavier and your Tyrant. But do you have a favourite team as well as things that you can improve on?
Oh yeah. So as far as things I could improve on, I've been focusing on arena for the past 3-4 months.
Yep.
So that's my main focus now. Clan boss, I think I have it down because I've been farming UNM in Tukis for the longest time. Deadwood Jedi came recently on my stream to help me set up a 2-1 unkillable team.
Right.
I branched down from there, set up another unkillable team so that I could free up some of my champs for other areas.
Yep.
So I could improve definitely on in the arena. I can now. It's safe to say that I can make plat without much issues, but it'd be nice if I could climb higher in the ranks, maybe get to that top 20 or something like that. So that's something I could improve on. And as far as the other question, my favorite teams. So now I've been really trying to play around with Michelle the Lanicus and try out different combinations with these two.
Yeah.
Not only in Clan Boss but in other areas. And man, these especially Lanicus, she's awesome. She works everywhere. You just need to slap some speed on her.
Yeah.
And she makes everything run smoothly. Blender comps, counter-attack comps in Clan Boss, farming teams for faction wars. She's really an awesome champion.
Nice, man. Well, that is your origin story. Thank you so much for jumping on in again. It's a pleasure to have you. And guys, Rufus's link to his YouTube and Twitch will be in the description below. Make sure you go check him out. Let's jump into some of these topics today. So the first topic of discussion that we want to talk about basically is Phixion has got a stream on, is it the 17th of July? Is that Fix?
Yeah.
Okay.
Friday the 17th.
Right, so Friday the 17th of July, okay, he's going to be doing a 24-hour stream. First of all, I do not know how in the world you are going to do a 24-hour stream.
I'm not sure either.
I can barely play my account for 6, but like I said to you, mate, if you want my account, you can have my account for like while I'm sleeping or something. You know, I'll just give you some food if you can. But anyway, so Phixion's doing a 24-hour stream. Now, if there was ever a feel-good thing or something that you guys would like to help out the community, this is one of those things that you want to kind of jump on in and help out with, right? So, Fix, I don't want to kind of go into too much detail. Like, I want to let you just let rip and let everyone know what is going on. Why are you doing a 24-hour stream? And how can people help out?
Sure. So, I mean, a lot of people in my chat and, you know, Hell Hades' community and Saf's community and people like that are aware of my situation. But if anyone's watching the podcast or is in chat right now who doesn't know it, just to give you a little bit of a brief background story. So, my girlfriend, about 4 or 5 years ago, was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And since then, she's been into hospital twice to have pretty major brain surgery to have it removed. And each time that she's gone in, unfortunately, it's grown back more and more aggressive each time. So everything was kind of fine after the last surgery 2 years ago, up until about a year ago when they saw signs of it growing back. So she had to go through a year of chemotherapy and radiotherapy, and unfortunately it's got to the point where it's just not solving it anymore. So they've decided that she needs to go back into surgery, which will be at the end of this month. And in the past, I've done charity events and things like that. Like I've done like shaving your head for charity and stuff like that. And I thought, well, I've now got this platform online through the Twitch channel, through the raidfocus.com website and things like that. And I thought, well, what's something that I can do to, one, raise an awareness for this and let people know that, this can affect anyone, because it's not like, she's not old, she's 30 years old, she's young, she's healthy, she's fit, she's completely healthy, but she's got this disease that she's having to battle on a daily basis. And what can I do to give back to the people who are there to help and support people in a similar situation? So a couple of weeks ago, some of my friends who are streamers as well, they don't stream Raid but other games, they did this thing for Macmillian cancer support, where it's basically called Gaming Heroes, and it's a challenge where you stream for 24 hours and you try and raise money for the charity, support people and things like that. And I thought, well, she's going into hospital at the end of the month. It's going to be pretty bad for us as it is, because of COVID, she's not allowed any visitors during that time. So we'll basically drop her off at hospital and we won't see her until she's ready to come out of hospital.
Right.
So it's going to be a pretty rough time, one for us as a family, but obviously for her as well. And I thought, well, what can I do just to do something, to one, occupy my mind, but as well as that, open it up to other people, because I'm very open about this subject. This is something that I know a lot of people are very touchy about, dealing with cancer and things like that. And especially online, the second you mention it, everybody's like, oh, like change the subject, sort of thing. Whereas I'm very open about it, and I'm happy to discuss it with anyone. And after bringing this up on my stream, I've had so many people come to me with similar stories, or they've come to me saying, that maybe like a grandparent, or a brother or sister or someone like that has been through a similar situation. I've even spoken to medical practitioners who have been in my stream, and they're interested in the type of cancer that she's going through, the treatment that she's been through, and things like that. And it's kind of shown how wide this community is. And so I thought, well, how can I do this? I'm gonna jump in, and I'm gonna attempt. I'm going to do it. I'm
going to. You don't have a choice. If you sign up for 24 hours, you're going to sign up for 24 hours. I'm going to get your phone number and ring you if you even fall asleep, right?
No, it's happening. So I set the date. Originally, I was going to do it towards the end of the month, maybe
Did we double book? Is that what
no, it wasn't that. So basically, the idea was that I was going to do it whilst she was in hospital, because obviously I'm going to be on my own. I'm going to be at home, but I thought, actually, to be honest, during that week that she's in hospital, I'm probably going to be too stressed out to focus on doing a 24-hour stream. But then at the same time, if she wants to pick up the phone to me or call me while she's in hospital, it's going to make it awkward if I'm sat playing computer games for 24 hours straight.
You can hit the mute button. You'll be good.
Yeah, no, I get that. But I talked about it with her as well. And I said, well, why don't I do it while you're still here? Before you go into hospital, and we'll do a bit of an event for it. It's possible she may come on stream. I don't know whether she will, but she may do. She's absolutely fine talking about it as well, but obviously she doesn't know this world that I'm involved in online. So I may be able to get her on stream, but so I decided, well, actually I'll do it on a Friday, and that way it's not going to interfere with any like work commitments or anything like that. So I'm going to start at 8 p.m. on Friday night,
literally
finish
next week.
Finish at 8 p.m. on Saturday evening. That way I can still go to bed at a normal time, and hopefully have my sleeping schedule fixed instantly. Whether that's the case or not, who knows. So I've been in touch with Macmillian Cancer Research and things like that.
And they're giving you the logos and that for your channel, right?
Yeah, so I've got a completely custom stream overlay. I've got all alerts. All of the donations during that stream will go directly to them, so it won't go to me or through somebody else, or it's not coming to me and then I donate it. It goes directly to them. I get custom alerts for when anyone donates. I've also said that during that time, any subs and bits and things like that people are kind enough to donate, rather than me having to, because obviously the way Twitch pays us, we get paid up to months later. What I'm actually going to do is any subs and bits donated during in fact all of July, I'm going to put together into a fund to do something nice for her when she comes out of hospital. So when she comes out of hospital, it'll take months to recover. Unfortunately, it's pretty intensive brain surgery, and there's some pretty bad side effects to this surgery. So it's going to be some adjustments for her. And I just thought, well, actually, any money that my stream makes in July, let's put it towards, even if it's just sending her away to a spa for a couple of days, or something like that, to do something nice for her, because it's still supporting people who are going through treatment, but rather than donating to a foundation, that money through the subs and bits will go directly to my girlfriend to do something nice, and we'll decide what it is when the time comes. I don't know how much I'll manage to get through that, and the donations go straight to the charity itself. So they've given me a custom overlay. I've got pop-ups and things like that for that.
Nice.
As well as that, they're sending me a hoodie to wear. I've got a hat which they're sending me, because as anyone who watches my stream knows, I'm always wearing a hat. What I'm going to do as well, so the hat that they're sending me is white. So during the stream, I've got a load of fabric, different coloured pens. Anyone who donates, to the charity or to the event as a whole. I'm going to write their name on the hat, and then I'm going to have that on a shelf behind me in my stream. Like, so it's a memory from the event as a whole.
Nice, man.
And
sorry, Con.
yeah, no. So that's kind of it. That's the backstory as to why I decided to do it, and you know how I'm going to do it. I'm not sure, but I've committed to it. And at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, you know, me spending 24 hours playing Raid is nothing compared to what she's going to go through at the end of the month. So
well, you're going to be good, man. Myself and chat and everyone around us, I wish you and your family all the best, and I hope you have a great stream. I'll make sure I'll pop in and do what I can. And mate, if you're still going to be live, you know, during the Saturday as well, I'm sure we can get something sorted. So I just wish you all the best, and I just hope you have a mental stream, man. Good luck on your 24 hours.
I appreciate it. It's going to be hard. One thing that I would say actually, whilst chat's here, what I've basically said is, because it's almost impossible. In fact, it's not almost impossible. It would be impossible for me to do this all on my account. So I am going to be playing Raid for the entire 24 hours. However, if anyone wants to have me, you know, literally as an auto clicker that you would set overnight, hit me up on Discord. I'm going to make a list of people's accounts to work through. If you want me to farm dragons, if you want me to, I don't know, work on a team for you.
Auto clicker for hire. Chat.
Yeah, exactly. Just hit me up on Discord. I'll have a list, and I will work through people's accounts over the 24 hours and just keep things rolling. And anyone who wants to jump in and join and hopefully keep my energy as high as possible, then you're more than welcome to stop by.
Well, that's awesome, man. Well, thank you very much for that. I can't wait to jump on in, and I just wish you all the best. That'll be awesome. Okay, so let's jump into the next topic. I kind of wanted to hear about like the chat spam. So, Patches, I don't know if you've been playing as much lately, but surely you've seen, you've gone in global chat and you've seen some of those ads that we get. Like, have you they've really sort of seemed to have gone up quite a lot this week and last week. So yeah, I mean, have you had much experience with those ads? Do you just see them often? Like, what are your thoughts on those ads,
yeah, man. No, you see them getting posted. Look, it's pretty much mainly in like global chat 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, what are they doing? They're selling accounts or something like that. And
well, it's generally the Chinese sites, and they're either trying to sell accounts or sell characters with accounts on, sort of thing.
That's
it. It's just third market, right?
Yeah. Look, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more moderators in the chat. Like, even if they just they got players to be moderators, like, you know, trusted players in the community.
So they are. I think that is what their end game right now. So moderators in the Discord have been mentioned that they might have the ability to be moderators in global chat pretty soon as well. But yeah, those ads have been coming and going for a long time, and I thought they dealt with it a year ago. Turns out they haven't, and apparently they found a new way to go for it. I mean, yeah, it's just pretty annoying, and yeah.
And actually, a weird thing about that is that their auto moderator, their bots that moderate the chat, are very active, and they tend to ban people for no reason, just because they thought they said some word that was on a list. And it would be pretty easy to spot this kind of ads with a bot, but apparently they're not doing that job. What I used to do, because the clan that I joined, the Rat's Nest, started actually on channel 3 Global. That was the home of the Rats in the beginning, and we were plagued with this kind of ads. We used to just hunt them down ourselves and threaten the players of the bots or whoever was posting that. We didn't know if it was automated or anything, but back then we said that if you keep on doing that, we'll report you to Plarium, and it usually resulted in them stopping.
Yeah.
So I imagine there's a human behind that in some of the cases.
Well, I guess
go on.
They don't really use any accounts that are worth anything to do it. Like, it's brand new accounts that they're using to write this stuff in the chat these days. So it's pretty hard to track them down and, like, you know, threaten them these days. And if you do just ban them from chat, they're just going to make another account and start doing the same stuff again. So how do you counteract that?
Well, 12 months ago, their plan for that was to raise the ability to message in global chat from 1 to 4, right? Or 1 to 5. So you couldn't message in global chat unless you were level 4 or 5, right? But that doesn't take 5 minutes to get a character to level 4 or 5. So like you said, it's not really a hurdle, it's more like a speed pebble. It's, you know, you're just stepping over that little thing, and like, okay, I can just do that now. But and it's just gone crazy. It's gone pretty nuts, and it's not great for everyone. It's not great for like the community to be seeing this kind of stuff, like to be taking like fans from all over the world to these third-party websites. They are trying to get moderators in the Discord the ability and the powers to help moderate in global. Is that, mate? I would rather trust a finely tuned bot, honestly. People have emotions too. I mean, I did get banned by a bot for 80 years last year, so I had to get a moderator to kind of unban me. So that was when the bot was introduced. I would have thought the bot would have been fine-tuned and been a bit better since, but it seems to be worse than ever. I literally, messages are being popping up right now and they are getting deleted, but they need to try and cut the head off the snake somewhere, I think. I don't know.
It's a tough one, and it exists in any game that has a market for people buying stuff outside of the game.
Yeah.
My history in World of Warcraft, you get this all the time. I mean, one thing that they could do, and I don't know how difficult it would be, but I know in World of Warcraft how they combat this is you actually have an option to report posts, and if enough people say they have a limit of about 10 people press report on a post, it will automatically delete it in chat. And something like that, at least to alert the bot to the ones that they're missing, because it's very difficult to tell the difference between what's a genuine post and what's a spam. I mean, we see it with chatbots all the time in Twitch. If you've got an overly sensitive moderator bot in your channel, suddenly somebody's posting a link and they're trying to post a link to their comp or something like that, and they're getting banned for it. So it is a very difficult thing to create a bot that does it. However, if you can rely on at least the community alerting you to potential issues, then it can streamline it a little bit.
Yeah, well, it is more of a nuisance. This is not game breaking, but I thought they sorted this out like a long time ago, and it just seems to be back with a vengeance, even tougher, and it just seems to be another thing that people need to be sorting out.
Just Razlev in chat says 80 years. How old are you? I wanted to answer him. Yeah, don't you know that Saffron has a fully functional DeLorean? So yeah, that's how we do it.
Oh man,
he is the doc.
I wish I was. That'd be awesome. What a job that would be. Okay, so yeah, they're the chat spam bots. I mean, I really wish they find a solution. I understand that it's tough, but there must be a way to try and improve that. Maybe level 10 would be a good reason. I don't think level 4 was even worth bothering. So if they raise up so you can't chat in global, so you're level 10, it still takes up about half an hour, I suppose, to get to level 10. I think that's a lot better than just like 4 minutes. So I think that's a start. But I mean, who knows? Let's hope for the best going forward. So the next thing on the agenda, guys, is the kind of the Valkyrie Discord post that we got yesterday. It's quite a post. I can't want to go through it all, so bear with me, and then we'll get your reactions. Right, at everyone, hello guys and girls. I'm here to present to you our promised regular updates about things we are working on and what we have in store. Now, I have noticed a lot of you were confused by the phrasing or didn't even see it. Every other Friday. That means that those updates will be fortnightly. Note, not every Friday. Why people thought it was every Friday, I have no idea. Anyway, before I start, I would like to inform you that the release date has been shifted a little. Now we're planning to release the 2.1 patch closer to the end of the month because some features do require more time to work on than we initially estimated. I could go on and on about that, but we'll get to it. So what are the things we're working on currently? Tag Team Arena Bazaar. We almost finished testing all of the sides of the feature. We were also working on improving the matchmaking algorithms in Tag Team Arena so that other players won't be able to abuse the scoring system. New accessories are also in the testing phase. We'll be provided you with more details about them in the release notes. One more important notice about the changes in Arena 3v3 feature. We will be changing the appearance of the progress bar so that in future the green colour will always be an indicator of the guaranteed transfer. After we've implemented the change, the scale will be tied to position in the rating rather than the minimum number of points that is needed for the transfer. At the same time, we are working on the weaknesses that are relevant for Classic Arena. We're aware of the problem with the Bronze and Silver Leagues, the Graveyard, which we mentioned during the Infinity Cup, and we do realise how important that aspect is. So now we're working on improving the matchmaking algorithm in these leagues. In 2.1, we will fix the bug that allowed players to exploit the common champion to distract the boosting speed champion of the arena. We are aware of the abuse of intentional help provided to players to take up first places in Platinum Arena by other players. That abuse will also be fixed. Last but not least, we would like to let you know that the next Fusion starts on Monday. We'll be talking about the Fusion in a little bit. There will be a brand new legendary available for Fusion. We do hope you will absolutely like this champion, and of course more details will be provided on Monday or Friday night, as we found out. In the end, I want to inform you that that yesterday we had a meeting with our game designers on discussing the most requested quality of life features, which we're going to release in the nearest updates. A big thank you to our moderators for helping us to compose this list. Thank you for your attention. Have a good day. I mean, whoa, lots to kind of go in there, guys. But Patches and Phixion, I want to get your, you young whippersnappers' opinions first, right?
Yeah.
So, as newer players in the game, what did you kind of take from that? How's the wording? How did that come across? What are your thoughts?
Sure. Patches, do you want to go first, or shall I?
Oh, you go first, Phixion.
Okay. So I think it's just fuel for the fire, to be honest. I feel like Polarium need to stop caving to the community. Most of those posts or notes on the post were effectively about fixing or finishing a product which they've already put out.
Right.
And I feel like had they just waited a month and put it out polished, then it wouldn't be even required to make a post explaining these things. You know, the fact that 3v3 arena shows up green, you know, green tends to be an indicator that you're going up. And I don't think that was ever intended to be something that says that you're in the pool to go up. I think it's just something which has come to light, and they're making it out as something that was almost intended. So I just feel like a lot, although it's good that they're letting people know where we're at, I feel like actually a post a month ago saying we're holding off for a month would have been better than putting something out which is not finished, and then having to effectively spend a whole month, and your development time in that month is spent correcting or adding things to a half-finished product.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's good that they are putting these sort of things out, but I honestly think putting out a post like that's just going to get a negative response, because it's seen as effectively they're not doing an awful lot in terms of producing new content or anything like that. It's just, you know, fixing what's there. I think it's great that they're addressing the issue with the abuse of Platinum Arena and things like that, because although I'm nowhere near that myself, you know, I'm a pretty competitive player, and I'd like to think that if I ever do get to, you know, top end of Plat, then I earned it rather than have it taken away from me by somebody who's paid money to be boosted.
Yeah.
So I do think that, you know, there's a lot of positive in it, but it does feel like just fuel for the community at the moment.
They're not even fixing what's there, though. They're refixing what they've put out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like faction wars and stuff. Yeah. How long does it take for them to be happy with that? And it's just a bit. Yeah, Patches, what are your thoughts on that? There's lots of information. We'll probably break it down a little bit more. But what's your general sort of thoughts on that, man?
Oh, very similar to what Fix said. Basically, what did they do? They released a broken system. Like 3v3 arena to begin with was broken, and I think they knew that, but they were just like keen to get something out there, something new to stop people complaining. Like Fix said, why couldn't they just fix everything, then release some statement saying, "Hey guys, we've fixed everything." I think what they've done in this little, or not little, it's quite a chunk of information that they wrote down. They've released some very exciting news with a bunch of crap, and like I think everyone's excited for a fusion, especially after seeing, like, you know, a video from Hell Hades on this new fusion. But like they decided to release other stuff, which was kind of negative, with something that's positive. So I guess that is a smart way to do it. But yeah, they could have just released it in a month once they'd fixed everything.
I think what is called in at least the business world is a bad news sandwich. So they sandwich a load of bad stuff with two good things at the top and bottom.
That's it. Smart play.
Better. Yeah, I couldn't put it better. That's pretty much it. So, Rufus, we've kind of been here before, though, right? We've gone through the cycles. We've heard this kind of language before. We've been used to them, like, refixing things that they bring out. I mean, what are your general thoughts on this post, man? When you read this, did you have a little sigh of, like, shake my head, or was you, like, a little smile on your face? Oh, things are going all right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I agree. I totally agree with the Phixion and Uncle Patches. And at this point, I honestly don't even bother anymore. I'm not. I don't have any hopes for them to improve on their communication strategy. All hope is lost unless they do a complete 180. I mean, this post is supposed to be in line with their damage control strategy. That they did their mea culpa. They admitted their mistakes. That said that they would change for the better. But it's blatant that they are not putting up enough effort in it. They're not listening enough to the community, and God knows that the content creators, as well as the voice of Discord and Facebook and all their social media, are telling them constantly exactly what to do to turn the game around, and they seem to be ignoring it completely. So I was listening to a podcast yesterday with Darth and J-Gigs, and they hit the nail on the head regarding this issue, because they were playing it out as if J-Gigs was trying to convince Darth to come back based on this message. And he was telling him that, look, they're going to give us information about the new content that's going to be released, not in the next patch, but in the patch after. So this is awesome. The game is going to be fixed. But in actuality, this only fans the fires. And what they could have done, let's take 3v3 Arena, for example. I was in the beta, which was shockingly short. A beta that lasted it was supposed to last for 2 days. It was extended to maybe 3 or 4 days. And there were bugs that were reported. I did report some of the bugs that are still currently in there. But let's not even talking about the bugs. Let's just talk about their point system, which is absolutely outrageous. You can lose points by winning a game. This is unheard of, and it's still implemented in it to this day. So, in general, today, what they could do to maybe improve their image would be to, as you said, to stop talking about stuff that is way ahead in the future that they are not sure about. They could give us a roadmap, but we know how that went down last year with their famous 9-month plan or 1-year plan. So they could just focus on quality of life issues that could be potentially easy fixes, just to help the game become a smoother experience in the day-to-day, and or outright admit that they don't care as much about their older community or their older established players as they do about acquiring new downloads and selling the game. So
that's why I asked the newer players first, mate, because that's their market, right? That's their mark. That's what they're marketing for. That's what I thought. I'd ask the newer players and get their opinion. And they're basically saying the same things that we are. Yeah. And we've been here for like 12, 18 months, you know?
Who are they catering to then? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea what their market strategy is, what their community management strategy is, or if they have any. Yeah. But I know these guys. I really don't know what they could do to fix it at this point, because it's quite beyond redemption. They really need to do something big. Maybe let's take, for example, 3v3 Arena. They announced that Bazaar will not be available until update 2.1 or something. Yeah. And the only thing people are doing Arena 3v3 are the rewards down the line in 16 weeks. Wow. There are people who would have quit the game by then, started it maybe a week ago, and they would not have the patience to wait 16 weeks. Yeah. So that's one thing. This poor game design. Although the game is great as far as graphics in many areas, but when it comes to basic things, they really drop the ball real hard.
But we keep using the word potential, though. I mean, that word potential has been around since day one, right? Everyone's been using it. I mean, like, okay, all right, now what? You've got people in. Now what? And they can't even figure out what's wrong with the first battle pass. Like, so it's delayed the second battle pass, and the first battle pass was crazy good, but obviously it broke a lot of accounts at the same time. It just seems everything that they've got and their ideas to bring things out, it doesn't. It's like we're not getting new content because every update they're fixing things from the last update. doing. It's like their ticket system. They've got more tickets coming in than they can deal with in a day, right? They've got more bugs that they can fix in an update, and so there's no new content, and there's just more and more things happening. So it's just very crazy, very surreal. I really wish that they can. I don't know, this fusion. Hopefully is going to be pretty hype. I am looking forward to this fusion. But I think you said it best, Fix. It's a sandwich, mate. It's
yeah.
It's got one or two good bits, but everything else you just don't want to hear. I mean,
Yeah.
And actually, working in the software industry, I could chime in a little bit regarding what's going wrong with them. As you just mentioned, them not having the capacity to deal with tickets.
Yeah.
That would be one. I have from some insider sources that they have a very high turnover rate when it comes to their developers.
Yeah.
So people are quitting left and right, and apparently, I'm not sure if I should believe this or not. Apparently, people, when they're quitting, they're not doing proper knowledge transfer, which ends up into parts of the content not being commented correctly in the code. So they spend a lot of time understanding what people who left did before they could fix it. So that's one part of it. Another part of it is them piloting the game or running the game with their sales indicators more than with the feedback of the community. So the Battle Pass, for example, one theory that I have that's been going around is that the reason why they're not eager to release Battle Pass 2 is because their pack sales dropped right after the first Battle Pass was released, because people got all the resources they needed for a few weeks, so they didn't feel the need to purchase any packs. And well, I could attest for that, because I did buy the Battle Pass, and once I got the resources, I didn't buy anything for the next 2 months. So yeah,
that's why well, it's not 100% confirmed, but
again, this is speculation. This is pure speculation.
Exactly. I mean, this is why the 2-for-1 shop left, right? That 2-for-1 offer was too good. Content creators, everyone was buying those packs. No one was buying any other pack.
And I missed that one, by the way. I was waiting a little bit on it, and I missed it.
But that turned up out of the blue. We had no idea it was coming. We had no idea how it was going to last for. We had no idea if we could buy as many of those packs as we could, or if it's just like it turned out you buy one and that was it. You had to buy another pack. But we had no clue about that, and people started, okay, that's actually a pretty good deal in comparison to everything else. I'm going to budget that and get it at the end of the month. So a week later, they go, guys, we're removing it in 15 minutes. So sorry. So anyway, that could have been done. But I don't know why that 2-for-1 was just too good for everyone. It was too good to be true. And people weren't buying the other packs. And it was just too good. So they got rid of it pretty much. But it sucks. They need to bring that back and just give it permanent for everyone, to be fair. Because everyone missed out on that. I mean, it was so good. Okay, so if you guys noticed, I've kind of changed accounts. I am in the Shock and Awe Clans JZX's account. We're in Channel 5. So the next topic is 2 times voids, right? So I want to be talking about the 2 times void shards. I mean, there's lots to be talking about, but while we're going to be doing that, I thought it'd be nice if we can actually just open up some shards as we're going, right? So
that'd be cool.
So yeah, don't worry, I'll scream like a little girl if we get someone good. We'll get it sorted. So
37.
Patches, how many? Have you done any void shards this week? You've done quite a few last week, man. What's your experiences with void shards and 2 times void shards events and stuff?
Oh, last week was a shocker, man. I wish I'd saved them all because I pulled way too many outside of 2 times. But this weekend, I think I had like 10 to begin with, and then I bought another 15 today.
Yep.
I got Corona off of 15 today, so that was pretty sweet.
I so thought you was talking about something else. I was like, what? Huh? Okay. I was like,
how do you say him? Coronar or something?
Dave, as Hell Hades calls him, Dave.
Right.
Dave.
Brilliant.
Call him Dave then.
Dave. Yeah, Dave works. All right, Dave. Yeah, Dave. Or okay, so yeah, so you really wish you should have saved though, huh?
Oh man, yeah. If I would have saved, I may have got, I don't know, 2 more legendaries. Might have just got another Whirlim. Who knows?
Who knows? But yeah. So
yeah, exactly.
Fix, you done many shards. You've opened up quite a few lately. You had any for this month?
I didn't have any to pull. So.
No.
No.
I tell you what, so I opened up quite a few on the chat last night. I don't think it's quite as many as Rufus. We'll get into that in a second, Rufus. But yeah, I opened up over 200 voids for Slinks last night. He was after 1 or 2 champions he wanted, a Hegemon or a Siphi. and after like 150 something, we got a Hegemon for him. Which is amazing. So that was pretty cool. We also got a Warlord for him, and he opened up 10 Sacreds as well. And we got a Lortazar out of those 10. So we opened up mental shards. It was really good fun. And congrats on your Hegemon, Slinks. That was really good. And now we're just opening up some of Jay-Z's shards right here. I hope you get something good, Jay-Z. But Rufus, talk to me about your shard opening event yesterday. You teamed up with Deadwood and Hades, is that right?
No, actually, with Hades and Kalari, if you know him from the Gods and Legends cluster, he's one of the Platinum Arena players. So I actually was just planning on doing a regular shard opening because guys from the clan contacted me. Maybe I had or something around 250 or 300 to open.
Yeah.
And I brought it up in the moderators chats in Hell Hades server, asking Hell Hades if it was okay for me to ask people for their shards. I told him that he would get first pick. So, and then he surprised me and told me, why don't you open mine? Hell Hades had 220 or 240, if I remember correctly. And he was planning on doing a friendly competition with Kalari on who pulls the better Legos. Kalari had 340. More power to you, Kalari. So with these two, along with others that came up later from viewers, so I still have the Excel sheet in front of me. I think we were at something like 902 or 910 shards.
Wow.
That's insane.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Fair play to Hades for supporting.
Oh yeah,
that as well,
big kudos
awesome.
with him. And it was a big push for the stream also yesterday. We had everyone during the Kalari shards. There was Murdering. There was Incredible Jump. Pretty much all content creators as well as the community. So it was a lot of fun. And well, despite the carpal tunnel I have now from opening all those shards, I would say that it's a semi-religious experience when you're staring at RNG gods right in the face, opening that many shards. And for instance, Kalari got 4 legendaries out of 300 shards. So it's a little bit over the odds. So we did beat the odds, but man, 4 legendaries out of 340 of some of the rarest shards in the game. That's a little bit gut-wrenching. Because no, actually, it was Wayne. It was 4 Legos. It was 4 Legos, and because I see in chat that Wayne saying there wasn't 3 Legos for him, it was 4.
Yep.
One of them was a non-dupe, and 3 were dupes, but they were powerful dupes. We had dupe Sifi, a dupe Warlord, and I can't quite remember the other 2. So Hell Hades got 2 new ones. He got a Venus and a Santa.
Oh, nice.
So that's cool. And for the other guys, we did get some here and there, but no Hegemon whatsoever. Out of the 900 shards, no Hegemon. He decided not to show up yesterday.
Well, I've just pulled a Skull Crown, so that's pretty good so far. I'm happy with that. But yeah, I was opening up those 200 shards, and I started feeling pressure after like 75 or something, and nothing kind of hit,
for sure.
And so I was like, oh no, maybe. And then a Warlord popped up. I was like, okay, I was a little bit relieved. And then we got down to like the last 50, and there still wasn't anything else coming. I was like, wow, really? Over 200 shards, we've only got 1 Lego, and then the Hegemon popped up, and all was well with the world, really. But gosh, there is pressure. You just that's people's accounts. There's people's times, effort, and money. We got a Lego, Baron.
hey, still a void legendary with high damage. Come on, congratulations. Is he a dupe?
I hope not. Jay-Z, is he a dupe? Let me know, buddy. Is he a dupe? I hope he's not a dupe.
He's a great looking champ.
He's great. Look at all that saffron.
Oh, it looks amazing.
Look at that. If he's gone for a toilet break, I'm gonna slap him silly. Where is he? No dupe. It's a dupe. Oh no, no way. Is it really a dupe?
And people in chat asking how many legendaries out of the 900. I think a fair amount. So over 10 easily. I think close to 12. And the funny thing is, when I was opening packs of 200 or 300, the most I would get was 3, maybe 2, 4 sometimes. And there was some clanmates. Shout out to Shankers, a bigger Plat Arena player. He had 25 shards and he got 2 new Legos out of them. He got Raglin and Angor.
Wow.
So you never know. You never know. I myself, I had only maybe 20. I got a Krutraxa, which is also new for my account. So yeah, it has nothing to do with how many shards you have. It's sole RNG.
Have you had any experience with Ethos yet, Rufus?
Not firsthand. I've been using him in takeovers, but I didn't pull any ethos yesterday. Although I'd really love one for my account too.
Mate, he just, I can't wait for a second one. So how good he is. I can't wait for a second one.
I get you.
Yeah, he'll be nuts.
We'll have to put 2 on the overlay.
Phixion, Patches, any kind of dream voids that you guys are looking for maybe next time?
Any of them. I'm still waiting for my Madame Cerise.
Oh, mate. Jeez.
Another man eater would be great.
I did have some pretty OP luck with Madame Cerise during the 10x. All I had was one shot, one opportunity. I opened it, and there she comes.
Wow.
I didn't have Madame. I was really looking forward to get her. She was one of 2 epics I was missing in the whole game. And then I opened that shop that morning, expected nothing, and there she comes.
Oh, congrats, man.
Patches, did you say you had 5 Madame Cerises now? That's right.
Yeah, I got 5. I ended up pulling some more shards last weekend after we chatted, and I got another copy of her, unfortunately.
Oh, at least you
just rub salt in the wound, boys. It's fine.
If I could send them to people, I would. I don't need that many Madames.
Literally before we came on the podcast, I was in a call with Taco, and he pulled one as well. So, plus my brother pulled one as well today. So,
she's getting round.
Yeah.
Your story with Madame Cerise is, I think it's what happened to me with Miscreated Monsters. I seemed to pull him every time I was pulling Sacreds or whenever there was a double chance. So I ended up with 7 Miscreated Monsters at one time. I think I fed 3. Still have 4 plus 1 built.
Man.
Yeah.
I still haven't got a single miscreated.
How
It's
can
just
you have
that-
5 Cerises and not a single miscreated monster?
Yeah, no miscreated, no Tyrell yet. They're like the 2 epics that I need that I haven't pulled yet, but they'll be coming soon enough within
There's
the next
something
couple of
fishy
months.
with that math, though. You know, like 5 Madame Ceres, not 1 miscreated monster, and oh mate, that's crazy.
Yeah.
There are trends on accounts. Like on my account, after I fed my first Skull Crusher when I was starting out,
Your first
I
Skull
had-
Crusher.
I had fed him when I was starting out. This is one of the mistakes I talked
Oh,
about.
I thought you said when you fed multiple Skull Crushers, but it was
No.
your first.
Yeah,
Skull
my
Crusher,
first. That was my first Skull
Right.
Crusher. I had to wait maybe 6 months before pulling my second.
Yeah.
And since then, I seem to pull 1 or 2 every month. Now I also have a lot of Skull Crushers sleeping in the vault. Some of them I feed, some of them I don't know what to do with. But there is definitely a trend with the dupes that you pull. Some accounts tend to pull more dupes of a specific champion than others.
Wow. Yeah, I've only got like 2 dupes in legendary form. One of them is a martyr, and the other is a Morley tankard.
Don't get me started on dupe Legos, man.
Let's go for it. Dupe Legos. What's your opinion on dupe Legos? We talked about it last week. Do you have lots of them? Do you? Because I don't have that many.
Yeah, I think I do. I have dupe. Some of them dupes, some of them in triples, like 2 Errols, 2 Elmorals. Some good dupes like double Tyrant, double Lysandra. But I out of all my dupes, out of all my Legos, I don't keep count, but I have a lot of them. I must have something like 20 dupes or close to it. Pretty hard for me to pull a new champion at this moment. But it's gut wrenching, and again, they could do a lot of things with dupe Legos. There've been suggestions all across the board. There are other games who have very solid dupe systems. I've been doing some research.
Yeah.
They could just literally implement something overnight. But I think again, it's the sales indicators that are holding them back, or their top management that's holding them back. But they could do something which would make a big portion of the community happier. I'm not suggesting an idea. The solutions are there, so there's no need to go through all of them. So there are plenty of solutions they could go with.
The solutions are everywhere. I mean, yeah, they just keep wrong decisions. I don't know. It just seems like there's a massive disconnect from the top to the bottom. You know, I think
100%.
I think the community and the community support team, they generally have an idea, but I don't know if it's lost in translation or whatever. But there is just a big gap from the boardroom to the player base, and And yeah, that's kind of the whole point of this podcast, is to somehow close that gap in the future. And I hope they kind of listen and understand what's going on. It's not just the old players that aren't really, happy with what you're saying and what they're doing. It's players from all walks of life. And I swear, if they just changed a few things every now and then, they would be literally they're marketing themselves as the #1 game in America right now. They really could be. They really could be, but they're not there at the moment. There's just so many things going wrong, and it's not a smooth experience right now, honestly. Okay, so next topic. I kind of want to talk about the Fusion Monday. So, Patches, you haven't really done a Fusion yet, right? This is going to be your first Fusion you're taking part, or are you thinking, wait for the next one?
No, I already did the GURP Tuck one.
That's right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Rip to that. Yeah. But this one is by far the most interesting one I've seen.
Okay.
Like I saw the Skull Lord one, passed up on that. GURP Tuck, I nearly passed up on it, but ended up doing it. Thought maybe they'll buff him in the future. But this one, I'm excited. I've got all my my epic champs, epic possibility champs ready to go, so I can fuse it straight away.
So just to let everyone know, so far as we know, not 100% confirmed, but we know the epics needed for the fusion are Necro Hunter, Basher, Bushi, and Bonekeeper. As an endgame player, not one of those characters really means much to me. I have Basher in Faction Wars, but it's Faction Wars, so I don't mind losing him. But he is pretty good, though. He does have a unique ability. But yeah, I will probably be doing it straight off the bat. Kantra the Cyclone is her name. We'll go through like the skills now in a second. But yeah, you're getting straight into it, though, Patches. You're hyped for this one. How have you prepared for the fusion?
Oh, I've got them all level 50, all ascended. They're good to go.
Good to go. You got all
Plus, I had dupes of them as well. Yeah, I got them. Yeah, that's all done. So, yeah.
You had dupes of those epics as well. You haven't been playing that long. How have you managed to get dupes of all those epics already? Holy crap.
Oh, man.
He's got that Valerian credit card.
Exactly, yeah. No, I got and, pulled all the epics. Just not the legendaries, That's what my account's stacked on.
Right.
Too many epics and hardly any legendaries.
Well, mate, that's not always a bad thing, though. I mean, there are so many great epics in there, and but yeah, some legendaries just aren't worth your time and effort. Yeah, well, there are quite a few like that. But yeah, so the fusion. So the skills on Kantra the Cyclone. She's going to be a legendary barbarian. Now, there's some reports saying she's going to be an attack-based champion. Some reports saying she's going to be defense-based. We will soon see on Monday. Her A1 attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 40% chance of stealing one random buff from the target. A2 attacks all enemies 3 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing one of the following debuffs for 2 turns. A block buffs debuff, a 50% decrease attack debuff, a 30% decrease speed debuff, a 25% weaken debuff, a 50% decrease accuracy debuff, or a 100% heal reduction debuff. Alright, that's a lot going on there. Passive, this champion can place debuffs on weak hits. Increase damage inflicted by 10% for each debuff on the target. Phixion, are you thinking about this this fusion? Are you hyped about it?
I'm going in for it, but
going in, right.
but the thing for me is I've got none of the epics, so I'm going in on
yeah.
I'm literally going in from the bottom up. So this week on my stream will literally be me doing what I can to make sure that I make this fusion happen. It should be fun. It's going to be interesting to see how quickly and how efficiently you can do it on a fairly low spend budget.
Yeah.
I think this this champion is probably, since I've been playing, the first one that's actually worth going for. I don't know if you've seen, Saf, that Hell Hades actually leaked some more information today that actually that passive it goes further than just that, what you said there. So I think it's got a chance to place a provoke as well, which was a bit confusing if it was an attack based champion, and it also heals itself by a certain amount at the beginning of each turn, based on how many debuffs are on, which is quite interesting as well.
And I think also it reduces damage based on the number of debuffs plus up to 50% mitigation. 50, that's one of the highest mitigation ratios in the game currently.
So I mean, if that is how it's going to go live, it almost feels like it's an attack based champion, which is still defensive. I don't know. It's a bit of a strange one, but I think it's the first time that I've seen a fusion since I've been playing, which is actually going to be worth investing in for my account.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't. Yeah, I must have missed that information. So, Rufus, what was your first fusion, and are you hyped for this one?
My first fusion, I don't think. Let me think. It was one of the early ones. I had missed the Santa Claus fusion. I wasn't there for it. I think I made the first one after that, but I can't remember which one it was. I did miss a couple. I missed only Molly Tankard and Foley because I decided they weren't worth it. Yeah. I did pull a Foley afterwards. I didn't pull a Molly, unfortunately. That was a big mistake. That's one of the mistakes I made because I didn't have enough knowledge of the game to analyze her potential back then. Yeah. But as far as this current fusion, my first impressions were that, she could be good, especially if she's a defense champion. And with that triple hit AoE, with all the debuffs that you could imagine, she could be a nice counter to Rotos in the current meta. Yep. Especially if she's a hard hitter. So I'm looking forward to this one. I do have a few of the champions required. I have a Basher, but he's maxed out. So I'm hesitant to use him. I probably won't. Maybe Necro Hunter and a couple more. So yeah, definitely. I think this is a fusion. One of the since Rotos, this is the first one that is really worth going for.
Well, speaking of Rotos, if this character comes into the game and people don't call Rotos broken for a few weeks, I think it'll be a success. I think it'll be a success. Rufus, come on, back me up here. Rotos isn't broken, is he? He's fun.
Hey, Rotos is only broken until you pull him or you fuse him.
Yes, my man, my man. Okay, hear that, chat? Not broken. Hashtag. We're good.
Once you have Rotos, he needs a buff automatically.
Right. That's it. I mean, they've already done the nurse with a relentless gear and everything else. Leave Rotos alone, right? And just bring someone else into the game, like Cancer the Cyclone, and we'll see. Okay,
to be honest, Rotos actually, if you are advanced enough in the game, if you are high level enough and have a lot of options in terms of roster, there are tons of counter for it. However, if you're mid game, you're absolutely stand no chance against a properly built Rotos team. So that's the issue with it. He's more targeted towards a specific audience, and the problem again. I'm sorry if I diverge a little bit, but when it comes to Arena, they talked about it in the announcement earlier, the problem of players or ghost accounts haunting bronze and silver. That's the issue. You have Rotoses there. There's a lot of Rotoses, a lot of Sifis, and players who are just starting the game or mid-game, they don't have any options to counter those teams. Yeah. So that's the issue. If they could somewhat have a system to filter out these accounts or have them drop out, and you won't be able to see a Rotos until you have the proper tools to counter him, then yeah. But currently, although personally I don't think he's broken, but as far as the current meta and how the global community status is, I think that he could definitely be considered broken against people who don't have any tools to counter him.
Right. I mean, there are options for Rotos nowadays, but I mean,
yeah,
sure.
It's
just you got to use what you have, and I don't know. I think Rotos just gets a lot of stick, unwarranted stick. I think we've had some bad fusions. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Rotos was one of them. Honestly,
Sifi is broken on the other hand.
Thank you.
I still haven't pulled her. Once I pull her, she won't be anymore.
Exactly. I'm on the same wavelength, mate. I'm on the same wavelength. As soon as I pull a Sifi, she's gonna be broken. It would be great. Yeah. That's awesome. So yeah, I'm hyped for this fusion. We've been lacking something to do for a few weeks now. Ever since the Infinity Cup, we haven't really had much going on. So yeah, I'm looking forward to something to be doing. I have no clue where I'm going to be. I mean, guys, if you are going to get Fix, where are you going to be putting her? Where are you going to be trying her out first?
I have no idea, but I just want her. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean, my team's fairly limited as it is. I've got some decent legendaries, but there's room for improvement in any of my teams, and I just think she's going to bring some cool things to the party. So I haven't really put much thought into it, other than that it's finally a fusion which could add value to my account, and I'm going to regret not doing it if I don't. So.
Well, you just never know, when they're going to do buffs and stuff. I mean, Draco used to be the worst character in the game. Rufus, do you remember people crunching Dracos because he was so bad?
Yeah, but there was one guy in our clan, the former leader of our current clan. Shout out to Scoob. He's quit the game, unfortunately, for a long time now. But he always believed in Draco, even before the buff. And when he was buffed, he was doing crazy numbers on clan boss back then. So, But yeah, people were crunching Draco left and right. And I almost crunched my Michelle at some point. Almost, but decided no crunching Legos. I never crunched a Lego, by the way. So and I'm glad I didn't.
Oh, mate, yeah, it was just crazy seeing those people. I mean, I laughed so hard when he got the buff, because for all those people, like, all those many months ago, oh my gosh. I felt good.
And they could market these buffs a little bit better. So, for example, they could put a little bit of a plot line saying that Michal was asleep or he was cursed, and then the curse was lifted and his powers were released. Plenty of potential there with all their buffs, but they don't do that.
There's that P word again. I mean, for events and stuff, I mean, they could literally have different reskins in campaign. So for Halloween, you could have everyone in campaign in a Halloween type skin with cobwebs everywhere or something. Like, they could literally have seasonal events within the game. So what if at winter you only have winter characters in faction wars or something?
Man, you're being too harsh. We had the Yule tree, didn't we?
Oh my god! Not only is the campfire not done anything for like 18 months, they decided to put a pointless Christmas tree with presents underneath it, and
no presents.
No presents. They could just give us a daily login reward for Christmas. Just tap on the tree, the little star might flash or something. You've got a present, 50 energy. Well done, thanks for logging in at Christmas. What do we get? No, we got a campfire Christmas tree, which for 2 years has done next to nothing, but just blink at you. And
the game should be named, definitely be named Raid Shadow Legends. The cake is a lie.
Oh, mate, honestly, mate, you unsurfaced some old wounds there.
Sounds it.
The amount of conversations I've had with the campfire and the Christmas. Yeah, I've been disappointed for 2 Christmases. Honestly. Also, one of my biggest mistakes, it'll probably make you feel better, Ruthless. One of my first mistakes in the game was not doing the Sir Nick fusion, because I was playing back then. But I was so focused on campaign and dungeons and the shards, right? And I never went to the shards section. I did go to the shards, but I never looked to the right-hand side and, there's a fusion tab. And when I did see that fusion tab, it was literally like, fusion tab, wicked. Sir Nick, he looks awesome. 2 days to go. Damn it. Wasn't happy. So I've instantly regretted that. And I really do need a Sir Nick at the end of this month, I promise.
They did fix that by introducing the miscreated monster, who's kind of just to a certain extent a better version of Sir Nick for some parts of the content. He's still no match for Sir Nick, but they did fix that a little bit. But still, they should at least reintroduce a somewhat accessible fusion for a champion that is as good, and stop introducing Skull-Lord Vorgals and Killian the Luckies and that ilk. Yeah, they're okay, but no, we don't. Those are not the champions the community needs.
The thing is, though, for the Skull-Lord, I don't know if you checked out the Skull. Was you around for the Skull-Lord patches and the Skull-Lord fusion when he came out?
Yeah. I saw that.
The whole world was going to crap, right? There was issues going on in the game, right? And they decided to troll the community with Skull-Lord, and you needed like 16 Skull Swords or something like that.
That's right.
I don't know what went through the mind.
And how about you pull a dupe Skull-Lord right after you fuse him?
Mate.
Happened to me, and
is that what happened?
Happened to both of us.
Some people pulled him just as they were getting the last Skull Sworn. Mate. How bad?
Why are we doing this to ourselves, guys? Why?
I don't know. I don't know. The thing is, it's those kind of decisions. How many levels of their office did that have to pass through where they said, yeah, that's a good idea? You think of you're launching a spaceship at NASA. You've got your mic checks, you've got 101 checks before you launch that rocket, and it's just like they've got this one guy. Does this sound good? Yeah, all right. And they post it, and it's like, oh mate, I don't know. I think it's very silly. Don't do that again, Plarium. That was silly. And people only use them in faction wars as well, so that's kind of sucky. Okay, anyway, next kind of topic. This one's one of yours, Rufus. Yeah, I ask each member that comes on the podcast if there's anything they want to talk about in particular. So Rufus has mentioned clan competitions. We've talked about like clan v clan and clan wars as well, etc. So yeah, kind of, what did you want to talk about clan competitions? What was your idea? Did you just want to try and talk about how you would get clan v clan action happening? What was your thoughts?
Yeah, sure. That's actually when we were talking earlier about ways to save the game. That would be number one in my opinion. Have ways for clans to compete against each other besides arena, where you have your clan tag and avoid attacking your clanmates and stuff. Indirect ways, no. So we need something proper with rules within the game. And if we don't, that's a project that I've been nursing along with some of my friends. Shout out to Dev and shout out to Player One for the Campfire Cult as well. So we're thinking about ways of having a competition between different clans, all different categories, different levels, so that nobody feels left out, in a format somewhat of a raid Olympics of sorts. It could be speedruns in dungeons, it could be farming. We would try to make it as non-spend independent as possible, and arrange it in categories depending on gear, depending on champions use, so that nobody feels that they have an inherent advantage over other people. So that's something that player is not doing today.
Right.
They could do let's say competition regarding clan boss damage on for example, who could how fast clans can take down clan bosses and rank the times and have a leaderboard. Instead of that, we have leaderboard based on your spending tiers and your player power, which means absolutely nothing today except for bragging rights. So there are plenty of ways to go about it, and I actually would be interested into hearing your opinions about that, guys, and see what you would like to see in this kind of categories, because if we don't set it up ourselves, I don't think players ever will.
That is a sad truth. I completely agree. So, Patches, one of the new players on the cast, so what are your thoughts of clan v clan, or just adding more competition within the game other than just arena? What are your thoughts on that, man?
I like the sound of it. That sounds cool, like competing against other clans. Look, my clan would probably do pretty bad against some of the top 100 or anyone in the top 1,000 actually.
And it would force improvement almost. That that little bit of competition. No,
that's true, and it would create some sort of unity amongst those clans that aren't quite tight knit yet. So it could be a push in the right direction. I think it's a great idea. It's just way ahead of its time. They're still struggling with 3v3 and all this other stuff. So,
I
like the idea though. It's great.
As far as a community, there's I think there's is it yours, the leaderboard site where you could submit scores? I think it's your, Saffron.
Raidfocus.com. That is Phixion's site right
Hello.
there. I just heavily promote it. But yeah, that's raidfocus.com. That was a site that we used for the Affinity Cup, and now we'd use it as a global leaderboard and stuff. I know Phixion's got ideas for that in the future as well. But yeah, like you said, it's either going to be done by us or it's not going to be done at all. Now, when the Affinity Cup was going on, I would have swear down that Plarium would have seen the benefits of everything that we were doing, right? And they would go, right, okay, the content creators have literally done this themselves. How about we actually get a team behind it and we make it an official Affinity Cup and actually just get behind them, right? Get behind the streams, get behind the content and the community. And if they did something like the Affinity Cup themselves, with backing, mate, they could make so much money and the community would have content. They don't need to make content in the game if we're creating content for that kind of thing, right? So if they've got no content coming out for the next month or so, get a team together, get a few people together, get a whole bunch of content creators, do another Affinity Cup, or like you said, you just implement some clan v clan. Now, one thing I'm hesitant about clan v clan, Rufus, is the fact that we had clan hopping not so long ago. Still, we're still suffering from the clan hopping, right? All those people that've harvested all those, but now is it at a point where it's never going to be fair? So we might as well just throw it in now, or if we throw it in now and it's just a landslide because of all the cheats we had a year ago. I think that's a tricky position, right?
I mean, an easy way to fix it would be to implement gearing restrictions and champion restrictions based on your category. So, if you want to participate, for instance, let's think of a tournament, because I'm always thinking in tournament format because I had a little bit of background in fighting games before I joined the raid. So you could have losers brackets, winners brackets, and you would qualify based on your. You could only enter with restrictions on your gear. So they could be the category where there are absolutely no restrictions. If you feel strong enough there, if you're confident, then more power to you. Get in there and rub shoulders with the highest whales or clan hoppers out there.
Yep.
Or you could go within the mid-game or early game categories where you are only authorized to use maybe 5 or 4-star gear, rare, for instance, and not use some Legos, etc. There are plenty of ways to go about it, but you could set it up with restrictions. But the important thing is to have that competition feel about it, and see, for instance, you beat X or Y, and then you moved on to the next stage of the competition, and so on until you get the big prize. So we did do a couple of test runs in the clan, or we did one at least back in the day during one of the Dragon tournaments. The clan leader offered up a cash prize or a pack prize for the winner, and we competed and we went hard. So we ended up having maybe like 6 or 7 people in the global leaderboard for Dragon at that time.
Nice.
One of our guys went, I think, as far as 3rd place or 4th place globally. But this kind of thing, and the what I remember about this attempt is that we had a lot of fun doing it, more fun than pretty much 90% of the content. So there are ways to go about it to give it a fair chance to everyone. It's just about rallying enough of a big community. Unfortunately, the thing that I see that could hold this back is that the Discord community, the Facebook community, even the Reddit community are a very small fraction of the player base.
Mm-hmm.
They do not represent 10 million downloads. Yeah. But again, if we do this just for these people, it might give enough of an incentive to Plarium to consider it as a viable option in-game.
I think Patches mentioned the perfect word earlier in unity, right? So when you were doing that, I think you and your clans were really enjoying it. You had a sense of unity within your clan because you're competing with each other, for each other, and you know that unity is very much evident. And before the unkillable clan boss got introduced, there was no unity in clans. Everyone was fighting with each other over damage. Yep. There was arguments over how many keys to spend, this, that, and the other. So, and that went on for a long time. And now there is a final sense of unity amongst the clan now. The goal is to try and take down the clan bosses, and no one's stepping on each other's toes in terms of damage. But yeah, Phixion, unity. How can we get some clan v clan action, or how can we get some competitive action within the game and try and get some more unity going?
It's a very good question, actually. To be honest, I hadn't really thought too much into
answer all of Plarium's problems, mate. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, actually. I think it'd be tricky because the thing is, there's no metric for measurement of like collective clan. So whereas with raidfocus.com, obviously, I'm having everybody submit screenshots of their scores and things like that, which is pretty straightforward for me to then go in and see how they've ranked against other people, and we can do that. Now, actually doing that on a clan versus clan basis, I mean, it is something that you could do, but you'd probably have to, like, say if we were doing clan boss, you'd have to limit or restrict the amount of keys that people are allowed to use, and then submit a screenshot of the clan's damage per thing. Without actually having an in-game calculator, it suddenly becomes an awful lot of work if you're looking at hundreds of people submitting. Because you're going to have to go through and do the maths on every single clan, make sure that everybody hasn't, somebody hasn't jumped in there and used 3 keys rather than 2, and things like that. But I think it's a cool idea. I just, right now off the top of my head, I'm not sure how you would implement it, but if it was something that you guys were going to take forward, I would love to have raidfocus.com as a part of it.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, one thing that I'm just thinking off the top of my head is like maybe, so on Clan Boss, we go to Clan Boss and we see the damage that we've done, right? So maybe at the top here, above the names, we have total damage done.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you could judge a clan on their total damage, because you best believe we're all doing more than 1.1 million or 100 million damage or whatever. So I'm sure like Murder Inc.'s clans could probably get to like at least to 5 billion, mate. I don't know. And Rufus, how much like top damage do you think you could get with one of your clans?
My clan being the one with the heaviest hitters, I would say if we went all out with all our keys, easily 5 billion or more, maybe double that if we purchased keys, because many people can 2-key. And even one key, if we put a little bit more work in our teams, we could have at least 5 or 6 one key people. So yeah, that would be a good idea. And to come back to Phixion's point, yes, it would be a nightmare to implement. But if we get enough people working on it, we do have ideas, and we could talk about it later. We could have a team of volunteers work on that, and have a system that will make it a little bit easier, with maybe video captures of runs, or once we get to the later stages of the competition, reproducibility of some of the dungeon runs. If we are looking at someone who can do a dungeon in a certain time, we would then have a judge log into the account and verify that everything is in order. So, but yeah, the logistics can be a little bit complex, but if we can run it on a pilot, maybe on a smaller scale, then maybe it will give us better understanding of the feasibility on a larger scale.
Did you catch much?
I think it's a great idea.
Go on, mate.
No. I was just saying, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm always looking for ways to improve, like on the offering. That's why after the Affinity Cup, I then opened up like the global leaderboards.
Big props to you for that, man. Big props.
Thank you.
I really don't think the Affinity Cup was far off though either, right? I think if the cast was changed a little bit to get people that actually wanted to be there and do their thing, I think it was great. Not everyone was 100% committed. Now I think that might have been because not everyone knew all of the information, as they literally committed to 3 weeks and they didn't really know what's going on. And so I think if it was a bit more, if there was slight changes to the Affinity Cup, I think it would have been absolutely amazing. If people had the time to be streaming the time that they could be, that would have been absolutely amazing as well. But not everyone really had the time. Murder Inc. was very busy, but he got on when he could. Chosen was doing his thing, but no one wanted to watch his main. Everyone wanted to watch his main account and not the Affinity account, so he didn't really do much on that either. I think the Affinity Cup had so many good positive things to come out of it. And I just think there's a couple of things that could have been changed, and it would be so much better. So maybe an Affinity Cup 2.0. I don't know if you caught much of the Affinity Cup, Rufus, but mate, I mean, there's definitely something there. And I know it's not accessible to absolutely everyone, but I think it brought in the community, and if we can just add to that, make content more available for something like the Affinity Cup, explain the rules at the beginning, I really think that could go far. I think Affinity Cup 2 could be quite big if they get sorted.
Oh, for sure. And you hit the points on the nail. Actually, I was interested in it, but my interest kind of dropped along with the participants' interests themselves, because people were coming in and out. But the concept and the format, I think it's golden. It has again a lot of P word in it. To bloom into something that is more accessible to people. So I would definitely agree that Affinity Cup 2.0, with maybe some newcomers, or opening it up for people who are willing to do it. I'm not talking about a community scale thing, but instead of having content creators, 8 content creators or 16 content creators, have just that amount with players that are not content creators, or that are just passionate about the game, and see how it goes. Or maybe people representing different clans. Why not?
How do you mean?
Well, instead, the people would enter Affinity Cup representing their own clans, so it would be an Affinity Cup between clans.
That could be quite interesting.
That sounds cool. Yeah,
you pick your champion.
Pick your most active person. Yeah, who's gonna make the most of it. Yeah, that's a sick idea.
I like that, Rufus. We should expand that. That's pretty cool.
Sure. Yeah.
So another topic that we wanted to talk about is obviously on the same sort of thing that we mentioned so far, is kind of the Raid Olympics. So I'm guessing the Raid Olympics, obviously marketing, name change to be conferred, whatever. But I mean, the idea, I suppose, is to make an event accessible to anyone that plays the game, and to be able to compete like a tournament, like an event, but a proper kind of investing and really good event, right?
So that was what I was touching on a little bit earlier. So an event where you would have different disciplines. There is speed runs. There is damage, highest damage possible. Like if you would be throwing a javelin, instead of throwing a javelin, you would be trying to do as much damage in arena or against a specific boss, or things like that. And runs would be recorded. People would be watching that, and we could maybe think of a format closer to what is being done in athletics competitions with scores and maybe countries even. So a lot of potential there.
Oh mate, yeah, there's so many great ideas. Patches, Phixion, Raid Olympics, everyone taking part, competing against each other, kind of like the clan boss, but on a more expansive thing. Everyone can invest in what they want to do. So from potion times to dungeon times and teams and brackets and all that kind of stuff. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm absolutely down for it. I love competition in game, and I think getting the community involved in things like that is great. I even see it from running the Raid Focus website. On a daily basis, I'm getting maybe 4 or 5 people who are pushing to try and beat each other's scores and things like that, and submitting their scores to get on the leaderboards. I'm getting messages from people saying, "Oh no, somebody's knocked me off. I need to go back to the drawing board and rework my team to try and get it faster." So there is the drive for that competitive spirit in this game. Yep. It's just, I think, unfortunately, we're in a place where, Polarium's not going to do it for us. So if we want these things, we actually need to prove the concept ourselves and do it. And I'm definitely open for being involved in that.
So Patches, interested in competing for a silver medal for Australia?
Oh, hell yeah, man. That sounds like such a good idea. I like the sound of this Raid Olympics. And what Rufus was saying, whether it be just speed runs competition or who's got the strongest defense or the best resistance, all that sort of stuff. It's interesting. It could be a really, really fun thing if Polarium did decide to go through with it.
So that's what I was saying. It doesn't even need to be Polarium, and it's gonna for an international thing like that for absolutely everyone involved. Polarium are probably gonna have to help out for sure. But the Affinity Cup,
we could run it actually.
The Affinity. I mean, we're here right now doing a podcast at silly hours of the day for you and stuff like that. I can't believe that's a really bad key. But yeah, I think just have that carrot at the end of the stick. Right now, we've got no carrot, so we've kind of got to get the carrot ourselves, So we'll see. But yeah, I think it's a great idea, Rufus. I really hope that we can try and get something going for them. But yeah, I hope Polarium kind of see that the community is willing to help out, right? And we've been willing to help out since day one. And
sure. We've been going on into working just for the community, for people, just out of love for the game and out of love for the community. Because, for instance, when I was starting my channel, I was doing takeovers for absolutely free. I must have done over 100 takeovers for free before I started charging, and I really did not have in mind that idea of charging before I started doing it just to support the content, to support the gaming, my gambling addiction, so that I don't have any issues with wife. Shout out to you. I'm not spending on the game. I'm reinvesting takeover money, so it's all good. But so plenty of people that are willing to do this just for the love of the game, and I think that in this table and within the 4 people that are sitting in this table, I think that we all agree that we would be willing to put the effort and time in it, and I think that there are plenty more people who would be willing to volunteer and help out.
I mean, one of the main things to look at, and I sort of ran through this a bit with Hades actually after the Affinity Cup, is during the Affinity Cup 3 weeks, the raidfocus.com website had 45,000 unique visitors to the site.
Wow.
And that's obviously that was a completely fresh site. Obviously, it wasn't showing up in Google or anything like that at the time.
They didn't market it themselves. That was all you and us, the podcast. And that was it was just us lot just trying to get people to that site. So in 3 weeks, 45,000 individual views. And that was just with 1 or 2 people streaming at the same time. It was a rare thing where all of us were streaming. If we can make it so people were constantly streaming for the 3 weeks, not 24 hours a day kind of thing, but you get what I'm saying, more than what we were. I think that would have been so much better. You would have kept that 45,000 and it would have grown to more. And I just hope that Polarium see those kind of numbers and see those kind of things. I know it's not a lot to them. 45,000 isn't a lot to them. But considering how we got there and how well
zero
you did
marketing,
at the time, it's a lot.
With zero marketing, and Polarium, if you're listening, since you speak marketing language and that's your main bread and butter, 45 unique hits with close to no marketing, with an unlisted site on a competition that was organized on a smaller scale. So if there is, if you can't see the potential here,
Right.
then I don't know where you will when you say it.
So yeah, I totally agree, man. That they need to see that kind of number. Everyone was involved until they weren't, because it kind of fell apart, it seems. But the idea was a proof of concept, and it works. Talking of marketing, and we might as well kind of bring it. So last week, Rufus, I kind of brought up the idea of taking the podcast on tour in America in 12 to 18 months.
Sweet.
It's basically, it falls under the marketing thing as well for players. So the idea is to hopefully host a podcast in a different state each week. So spend a year in America, go to a different state each week, host the podcast, move on to the next state, such and such, meet players up and down the country, kind of thing.
Beautiful,
mate. That's kind of like the crazy ideas that chat comes up with and gets me lurched into. I literally have no say on this kind of thing. I was like, right, chat, we've got a brand new PC. What's next? And they said USA tour. I was like, right, okay.
Leave the PC for a year.
I was like, I've just got it. But okay.
Better start saving for a laptop, Saf.
Oh, geez. You're coming with me, Fix. I'm telling you. I need a technical advisor. But yeah, so that'd be really cool if we can get that going, and that would just be a game changer. And that would do, like you said, it would just bring the community together. It would help them out in the marketing as well. Like, there are so many things that we could do with that, and I'll just be legit. What are your thoughts on that? Like, straight off the bat, Rufus.
Oh, absolutely, because I feel that it could be a chance to connect with the player base, and there are players of all nations, and especially in America.
Right.
So yeah, you could get in touch with the people and maybe organize somewhat of a of mini cons wherever you go, and have gathering of players, people seeing each other for the first time. Actually, one of the things that enhanced the Raid Con. Yeah, there's no such thing today, and we certainly do have the numbers to organize one, at least in Europe and in America, or also in Asia and in Eastern Europe. So one of the things that enhanced the experience for me playing Raid was when I joined Manible's Discord, and I was finally put in names and personalities over the people I was facing in Arena, in Platinum Arena. So they were just defenses. I would say, oh, this guy's an a-hole, oh, this guy's an easy farm, oh, such and such, and this guy attacked me. But then when you start talking to people, it adds flavor to the game. It adds competition, it adds friendly fun. So if we could do that in real life, and God knows that we need to get closer as a society in these days. We live in a society, but so yeah, that would be an absolutely awesome idea, man. I hope that you make it happen.
Mate, 12 to 18 months, there's so many hurdles to cross, but man, it would be a game changer for me. I would absolutely love it. It would be, it's just so crazy enough it might work, you know, and that excites me. That challenges me, and God, just at the end of that year, if I can make that happen, or if we can make that happen, that would just be, that'd be a year I will never forget, you know, the good, the bad, everything. I mean, yeah, that'd be great. Oh, anyway, dreaming. Okay, so last kind of topic, we're going to go on. Just want to kind of catch up on where I'm at for the July 31st chat. So yes, we know there is a two times void going on right now, and as most of you know, I've been saving up my shards for 3 to 4 months. We've had some conspiracies in chat this week because of the 2 times. Now the thought is the Plarium never really want us to know what's happening next, right? If we've had an Ancients and then we have Voids, we kind of know Sacred 2 times is going to be next, and they don't really like that, so they like to throw a spanner in the works, right? So we've had Ancients, we've had Sacreds, we've had Voids now, and we've got 10 times in between. So the theory is that what we've asked for 3-4 months ago may actually be happening. Still no guarantee or anything else like that, but what we've asked for is the 2 times for Ancient Shards, the 2 times for Voids, and the 2 times for Sacreds at the same time, right? So that is going to be absolutely mental if that comes across. We haven't had it before. It would be an absolutely monumentous community weekend. All of you would lose your money. I would lose mine too. We would be countless shards. They would have packs galore, I'm sure. But this could be literally a mental weekend if it comes through. Like I said, no guarantees or anything like that yet, but we're really hoping that it comes through. Patches, I hope you're saving up some shards, man. You said you're saving up some shards now, right?
Oh yeah, man. I've got 5 sacreds saved up. What am I at? 34 ancients. I haven't touched them. I'm not going to touch them, not until your birthday. Right. I'm guessing if they do it 2 times everything, yeah. And if they don't end up doing that, then I'll just keep saving and saving until I have hundreds of thousands of shards, you know.
Wow, could you imagine? Mate, we don't have the space for that. Holy hell. So Phixion, you got some shards saved up for me, or what? What's going on?
Yeah. So I pulled voids last weekend.
Yeah, you had a weak moment, didn't you?
Well, I just really wanted them damn serious. But yeah, so I've got a couple of sacreds. I think I'm close to 60 ancients now.
Nice.
And yeah, who knows? We'll see what packs pop up.
Yeah, I'm dreading that because as we all know, we all get paid like halfway through the month on Twitch.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of scared about how much of that monthly package is going to go on shards at the end of this month, but we will see.
The only thing that might actually catch me out is if I'm desperately struggling to get what I need for the fusion in the summon rush. So it may have to be a toss-up between your birthday or my fusion champion, I'm afraid. But...
Obviously my birthday.
We'll see.
Obviously. It's not even a question there, Fix. Okay, I don't even why you brought it up. How dare they? Anyway, Rufus, 2 times everything. Never happened before. How much of a bit of good positivity could this be for the community if it happens?
For sure, so, it will make a lot of people happy, and other people would just be complaining because they can't get any shards from anywhere. They don't want to spend on the game. But as far as I'm concerned, I have a few shards saved. I popped 4 sacreds yesterday just to celebrate the event. Now I'm left with maybe 5. I have 50 ancients. I should get more, but this would probably make a lot of people happy because many people don't have Legos, and God knows that they need Legos. So, and it never happened to double chances across the board is something that they never did, and that they should start probably doing more often.
I'll take one time a year, mate. I'll take one time a year. I'd save up, like maybe once at Christmas, once in the summer. I don't know, but
or maybe they could do one day a year, like they did with the Black Friday with the cheap offers. They could do maybe a 4x chance on a specific shard, because even if they push it to 4, it will be just 2.5 chances, which is still fairly low.
4 times chance, huh?
On one of them, not across the board, but 4 times chances once a year or once every couple of years would be nice.
Something, yeah. I mean, that would be really cool. I mean, if they do the event at the end of the month, they need to be able to. They need to upgrade their packs, right? I'm not saying upgrade them. They need to have plentiful packs. If they're gonna have like 2 times everything for the weekend, they need to have plentiful packs where people can and will spend their money. Because they will. Wales, new players, old players, like you'll get new players that are free to play that are like, whoa, I'm never going to have this event again. I might as well spend some money now, huh? And there's just going to be so many people that will be up for that, and the community, hopefully, there's so many people that would have so much luck, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for smiling faces, happy players that want to play the game. We're not asking for 2 times for everything all year round, but mate, just the first time ever, just this one time, give us packs, let the community have what they want, and it'd be amazing. That'd be so good. Okay, kind of round off. Anything else that we want to go over, or are we kind of good there, guys? Are we sorted?
Yeah, I think it's been a pretty good episode, dude.
Mate, we have gone through the topics today, absolutely. I have done so much I never read out loud all that paragraphs. I'm going to literally go just rest my eyes or something. Holy crap, I've never read through that many patch notes, but it's awesome. Guys, it's literally been amazing. Thank you so very much for tuning in for this week's episode of the podcast. I challenged you all to hit 100 likes last week. You guys, you smashed it out of the park. We had 107 by Wednesday. So thank you very much for your support. That support really does help out, so make sure you go and jump onto the YouTube, hit the subscribe button, continue to like the channel, and we'll go from there, right? The links to everyone on this podcast are going to be in the description below. So Phixion, thanks a lot for coming on, man. What are you up to this week? Up to much? Obviously getting prepared for your 24-hour stream, right?
So I'm streaming Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I will not be streaming because I'm going to get an early night to prep, because usually I wouldn't stream on Fridays and Saturdays, but that's obviously going out the window with this 24-hour thing. So so feel free to jump into my channel and you'll find me there, guys. If anyone can fancies joining me and sharing some energy for the 24-hour stream on Friday, you're more than welcome to jump in and have the.
You're only allowed my account if you pull me a secondary ethos, okay?
Do what I can, you.
It has to be a guarantee, or it's not happening. Right. But yeah, I'll be there on the 17th of July, chat. Make sure you go and jump on to Phixion's Twitch for his 24-hour stream. Go show your support. Just by being there is going to help out. So just do what you can. That'd be awesome. Patches, thanks so much for staying up late yet again, my man. I can't believe you stay up to like 2 o'clock in the morning to do this podcast with us. So it's much love, buddy. Have you enjoyed yourself? What are you up to this week?
Oh man, it's been great. For the rest of the weekend, I think I'm just gonna chill, play some Warzone, keep playing some Raid. There's forever things to do on Raid Shadow Legends.
Yep.
Continuous upgrades on the account. Next week, don't have much work, so I'll be streaming a lot more during the American times, and I guess that's not really friendly for you in the UK, but
mate, I'm on American time. I have been for 6 months.
You're on American.
Right? I stream from 9 p.m. to like 3 a.m. Do you know what I mean? So I'm basically on American time anyway. So don't worry about me. But it's been a pleasure, mate. Look forward to having you on again. Rufus,
thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been great. Rufus has been amazing. Thank you so very much. I'm sorry it's taken so long to get you on, but it's been a real blast having you on, man. Thank you for sharing your opinions. Have you had a good time? Would you like to come back again? And what are you up to this week?
Well, man, all the pleasure is mine, and it's been a great podcast, and also meeting with Phixion and Patches. So sure. So for this week, besides work, which is picking up, because I'm running a small business, a small consulting company, I will be focusing on uploading new videos from my session with Deadwood Jedi to go a little bit more in depth into the speed calculator and try to spread the information to my subscribers. And I will also be continuing on giveaways, because as I mentioned earlier, I'm doing all sorts of giveaways to help grow the channel and help also some unlucky players get some good Legos. So the 400 subs giveaways will be dropping on Monday. I will be picking up a winner. Then the next milestones will be 500, 750, and 1,000. So we have plenty of stuff lined up. And again, great to be here. I really enjoyed the time talking to you guys. And I would love to come back again some other time.
Mate, it's great. Congrats again on your 400 YouTube subs. Chat, I want you to go and click on that link below in the description of the YouTube channel. Go and click on Rufus. I want to see that. I want to see that change. I want 400. We're going to see. It's an even number, right? I will know if you've hit that sub button this week. Okay, so go and head to Rufus. Go and show your support. That'll be awesome. This has been Shadow Legends Assemble, guys. This has been episode number 15. I thank you so very much for joining in, and we will see you guys same time next week. All right. Cheers, guys. Take it easy.
Cheers.
Thanks, mate.